This is Mac OS Ken.
Predicting a long tail for the iPhone 16 line, developers get the first Apple Intelligence features, and we reach into the Mac OS Ken Mailbag. It is Tuesday, the 30th of July, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. Lately, if it was a day that ended in Y, another Apple price target went up, and Monday ended in Y. Apple Insider had word of a note from analysts at TD Cowen. They picked up on a theme we've been hearing more of lately. iPhone 16 may not prompt the upgrade supercycle initially expected by some, but in their estimation, Apple Intelligence will lead to gradual upgrades stretching into 2026. The firm is also looking for the iPhone 16 line to perform well in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities in China, especially among younger buyers. Also exciting the firm are an anticipated double-digit boost in iPad sales because of the recent launch of the new iPad Air and iPad Pro models. Sales for Mac are likely to be flat in the firm's estimation, though they could surprise if Apple launches M3 Macs to support AI. Finally, the firm is looking for a healthy double-digit growth in services, despite any DMA impact on the App Store in Europe. TD Cowen has a buy rating on Apple shares. They use Monday's note to raise their price target on the shares from $220 to $250. Seeming to see iPhone sales ahead as both supercycle and a long tail phenomenon is Evercore analyst Amit Daryanani. In a note posted on Apple 3.0 devoted to this week's June quarter earnings report, Daryanani said he and his expect iPhone commentary to be the key catalyst this quarter, with bullish statements about iPhone 16 expectations and continued stability in China likely to drive shares higher. The way they see it, AI features plus a sizable portion of the base up for refresh should drive an iPhone supercycle in the December quarter and through fiscal year 25. That long tail, as he refers to it, could come compliments of customers driven to upgrade by the gradual rollout of AI features. Full feature set not available until calendar year 25, and we also think word of mouth marketing will be a more sizable driver of iPhone growth than usual, assuming the Apple Intelligence features enjoy a positive reception. As for this week's call, Daryanani and pals are looking for a modest beat for the June quarter, with sentiment for the September quarter that's in line with to slightly better than what the street is expecting. Evercore has an outperform rating on Apple shares. The firm's price target on the shares is $250. Hey, remember last week when Apple released the second public betas of Mac OS Sequoia, watchOS 11, and tvOS 18 without their iOS and iPadOS counterparts? Guess who joined the party? Mac Rumors ran a piece Monday saying that the second betas of iOS and iPadOS 18 were finally out to public testers, though all the air was sucked out of that room by the latest betas for developers. Another piece from Mac Rumors heralded the arrival of the first developer betas of iOS and iPadOS 18.1, as well as macOS Sequoia 15.1. As had been foretold, all three brought the first testable features in Apple Intelligence. 18 and 18.1 at once? Has Apple gone mad? Probably not, there's just lots going on. The piece says developers can choose whether to opt into the new betas with Apple Intelligence or stay on the standard iOS 18, iPadOS 18, macOS Sequoia 15 beta track. Mac Rumors also points out that only iPads and Macs with M-series Apple Silicon and the iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max can handle the betas with Apple Intelligence. That likely means at least a few developers not really having to decide or getting to. Some of the most consumer-friendly features have yet to make the scene. Still among the missing, according to the report, are Image Playground, Genmoji, ChatGPT integration, the ability to erase objects in photos, priority notifications, and some planned Siri capabilities like deeper app integration and on-screen awareness. Still, there's lots of Apple Intelligence newness to test out. Among that, according to Mac Rumors, are writing tools, Siri's updated design, the ability to move between voice commands and typing to Siri, call recording and transcribing, summaries of transcripts and other content, new categories for mail, and smart replies for mail and messages. After updating, the piece says turning on Apple Intelligence can be done in the Settings app. Then the waiting. Apple Intelligence has a wait list, according to Mac Rumors, though, at least as of Monday afternoon, the wait was only a few hours. And finally today, for those of us not living on the cutting or bleeding edge, the OS systems already on our stuff got updates Monday. Pieces from Mac Rumors say Apple on Monday released iOS and iPadOS 17.6, macOS Sonoma 14.6, watchOS 10.6, tvOS 17.6, and visionOS 1.3. Mostly the updates address security issues and bug fixes, though one particular Mac picked up a new feature from the updates. A piece from 9to5Mac says release notes for macOS Sonoma 14.6 confirm that the update enables multi-display support for the M3 MacBook Pro. The lid has to be closed for 2 external displays to work. Still, 9to5Mac counts that as a big win for users who appreciate portability on the go and large displays at the office. Got a couple of emails yesterday that I thought I would share. One about a tech issue and the other just entertaining. On the tech front, Steve wrote to say that the problem with iCloud Private Relay did hit the Mac, not just the iPhone. I told you Monday of an issue that hit iPhone users over the weekend. iCloud Private Relay took an unexpected nap from Thursday through Saturday, making searches and such impossible for affected people. Based on what Apple Insider had said in their article, I had said there was no word on how widespread the issue was, nor on why Safari on iPhone was affected, while Safari on the Mac seemed to dodge the issue. Seemed turned out to be operative. I got a message from Steve saying you wondered why it was an iPhone-only thing. I think that may be a sampling size phenomena. My wife started having issues with it on her M3 iMac starting Thursday, and it extended into the weekend. A reboot of the computer seemed to clear it. When in doubt, reboot, right? It started to hit my M2 MacBook Pro either Saturday or yesterday. I've lost track. Again, a reboot seemed to be the solution. It is possible that it looked like an iPhone-only problem because people don't tend to restart them very often. In any case, just wanted to let you know that your instincts were correct. It isn't an iPhone-only thing. On the entertainment side, I told you last week that Apple last month pulled the plug on the Big Door prize. What I wanted to know was whether I should watch it or would I be disappointed by a show with a cliffhanger never to be resolved. Enter Brian, who writes, "My wife and I just finished Season 2. We love the show and we're so happy to see when Season 2 is released. Without giving away any spoilers, the penultimate show seemed to be coming to a satisfying ending that could suffice for the series. However, the last 2 to 3 minutes of the last episode really left some questions to be answered that will apparently never be due to the cancellation. I did see that the series is based on a book," he continues. "I haven't read it yet, but based on the description noted from Amazon, the book is quite different from the series, including characters, plots, etc. So I'm not sure if it would do any good to get those questions answered." Yeah, funny story, Brian. I'm actually friends with the gentleman who wrote the novel that the ABC series Flash Forward was based on. That's one where I got burned. Season 1 ends with a complete cliffhanger, and it never got a second season. Very first time I met the author, I brought up how much I loved that show. He immediately held up his hand and stopped me and said, "I have no idea how they were planning to end it." Needless to say, the novel was no help. It's worth a read, though. Flash forward. The show's good, too. Except for the part where questions are posed and nothing is resolved. Steve, Brian, my thanks to you both. You both rock. Mac OS Ken, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from Mac OS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.